Ito yung battleground between the natives and the Russians when the Russians try to occupy this land, as was narrated by the tour guide. So ito, Holy Land ito. Kita mo yung mga marker dyan sa gilid-gilid. Yan, ganda nga.
They basically just, there was no thought of conservation at all. And so anyway,
Mga local
Verona
yan
comes
ito.
down here, and the Quixote, the war is true about the American and the British were trading with the Clinton first. But and when I first started doing the tours, it's a little embarrassing to explain to you that, tell you that I never knew why really, the Tlingit people allowed the Russians to come here. But it was because, the American and the British were here trading with the Tlingits for furs. The Americans are giving the Tlingit.
Ito yung mga natives Tlingit tribe fought here against invading forces in 1804 na nag-fight against the Russian. Then ito yung kita natin. So dito sila nag battleground nito. At preserve nila. Ngayon naging tourist spot na dahil sa ginagawa nila. Ayan, may eagle. Ito. Saka marami ng mga turista na pumupunta dito. Ito yung grupo namin. Ito yung history ng Russians return. And then this is the narratives. And this is where they make a camp dito. Ayan. Tsaka ito yung mga natives na kumalaban nila. So ito yung nandito tayo ngayon. You're here. And then ito yung port regular. Tsaka ito yung Russian memorial na ginawa nila. So ito yun. Siya.
We'll make a right-hand turn here.
Yun ang dagat na nagland yung mga Russians. Tsaka dito sila kampo at battleground nila ng mga natives here. Dito tayo. Punta pa tayo doon. Ito na itong pool na rin.
I know, right?
Isang
Irish
pool na naman.
Russians.
Maybe they had some leprechauns in Russia too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You're right.
Ayan. Dito.
Little known, they did fight a bit.
Yeah, they did.
But it's not really talked about.
They did. Yeah. We actually had 10,000 troops that were stationed here in Sydney.
Sa naman itong memorial sa Tingler. Ayan. Marami yan dito. Ito kasi yung mga native
She's talking to Jim through her window.
sculpture, mga native sculpture na dito dati. Ito yung mga nila, sculpture nila.
Are the original Poles that came to Sitka in 1906, but they're not. But they are the replicas of those Poles. Sorry, I was trying to get out of your way here. Big room. But these are the replicas of those original Poles here. Now this is a Haida pole. I mean, all the Poles that originally came to Sitka in 1906 were from the Ketchikan area, Prince of Wales Island area. And this is considered, we know why poles were carved. We're just shy on the history. So we know that there were history poles, Chris poles, mortuary or memorial poles, legend poles, based on real life experiences or folklore. But they also had a shaming. And you know, the Tlingit people did
What
not
makes it a
have,
shaming pole?
Tlingit and Haida did not have a written language. This is how they communicated with legends, history of the clans, you know. And this is an example. And the reason you can tell, there is a figure on this pole that if you look at it, you're thinking, I don't think I really, you know, that seems unusual to be on a native pole.
The one at the top.
The one at the top. Yeah, last summer I had a little girl that said, oh, that looks like Santa Claus. But actually, and this is a Haida. Now, this is a Haida pole, so the legend that I'm going to tell you is typically maybe not quite maybe true, but I'm going to tell it to you. Because as they were raising this pole, in the American period, there was a man named Mills, W.P. Mills. He was wealthy. He owned a lot of land. He owned the waterworks, and he was buying fish. He was buying fish from the white fishermen and from the natives. And guess who was getting more money? The white fishermen. And so they decided to carve a pole that told how they were being cheated. And so, you know, in this little book that the park has about the totem poles, it does say, I mean, you know, yes, this is a Haida pole. It came from, you know, Kassan village down on Prince of Wales Island area outside Ketchikan, but still, this is the legend that started going around when they were raising it here in Sitka, and so I'm going with that, yeah.
And does it tell a story?
It just says how they're being cheated, and shrimp and crab, my favorite seafood, up on the pole, kind of down, you know, just below Mills is crab and then a shrimp. Shrimp, I think, first, and then crab. Those figures when you use them on a pole is a sign of thievery.
Oh, okay.
And do
It
you
should
read
be
them
like-
up or down, or it doesn't matter?
It depends on the story. That's the thing, is that it depends on, you know, it depends on the story that's being told. And we're shy on the history. That is the truth. We're shy on the history on, you know, the poles that you're seeing, you know, the person, well, okay. So in the olden days, when a pole was being carved, the person commissioning it would select someone from another clan, as someone who had been through an apprentice program for many years. He was told the story, but then it was top secret. No, he was not allowed to, you know, to say anything about the pole. Whoops, you know, at all, the story of the pole. Not until it was raised is when they let the story out. And so it just depends on the person that was commissioning the pole to tell the carver exactly how.
European kind of thing.
And that's when they would determine.
So they would fell the tree and then carve it. It wasn't like it was carved into an existing tree and left there to stand.
No. And red cedar was the choice of wood because it's got.
Ito yung history kung bakit meron silang mga carved pool. And then, yan, nag-explain sila. Kasi yung mga dating mga nitibo dito, hindi sila marunong magsulat. So, doon sila nagko-communicate ng carving. Kaya ito, ginagawa nila. May mga sikreto yan, na mga meaning na carves. Yan sila nagkukumang carved pool dito. Iba na naman ang meaning nito. So, bawat carve, may iba-ibang meaning. Yan, yan siya. Carved pool. Ito yung mga gawa ng mga dating mga native people here, or original. So dito naman yung area, lugar dito. Yan si. Ayan, ang ganda. Ito na yung yan.
He's the man who brokered the deal of buying Alaska from Russia. And so anyway, but you know, Congress wanted this land, but they didn't know what to do with it, and they didn't really want to pay for it. And so not many people were moving up here. And so we had our and you know, and I really think, to stop and think about it, what people were thinking about, and you know, down on the, you know, they were standing on the street corner, most Americans were thinking, this is a waste. Why are we spending all this money for a barren wasteland? They saw no value in Alaska at all. I think they really thought about just polar bears and Eskimos and maybe a few penguins. And so our 5th Territorial Governor, John Brady, he had originally come up here as a missionary, and he wanted to change, well, he wanted to educate Americans on what Alaska really was like. And so his idea was to gather 20 totem poles from Ketchikan, Christopher's Island there, the Haida villages. And they brought them up here. First of all, they came up here to Sitka to kind of get cleaned up a little bit. And then they went to 2 expos. The St. Louis, Missouri Expo for the Louisiana Purchase in 1904. And after that expo, 2 were in such bad shape, they sold them. The 18 went to Portland, Oregon for the Lewis and Clark Expo. And then they came up here after that expo. These were the first totem poles right here, or these are the replicas of those poles. But this was known as Lover's Lane. And E.W. Merrill was the one who carefully selected each of the sites that you see along here with the totem poles.
So naman, may pool naman ito. Ibang klaseng pool naman ito. So dyan sila nagko-communicate. At saka dito itong mga gandang area dito ng dagat. Yun ang Sitka City. Kita na natin. Ito, Ambassador of Alaska. Yan, maubusan tayo ng oras kaya video na lang natin ito. Yan. Napakaganda. Maganda yung istorya dito. Ito yung gang area ng Sitka. Yan. Kami. Yan. Ito ang mga pool. Visiting center. Yan. Ito yung tulay. Ito yung Sitka, Alaska. Dami nilang mga pool, historical pool. Kasi ito yung mga paraan nila na makapag-communicate sa ibang tao. Tsaka maganda din dito kasi dyan, yan na yung dagat nila. Tsaka ang daming mga, kasi yung mga original dito is mga Tringler. Ano paano yung mag-pronounce, pero mga natibo dito sa Sitka, Alaska, mga original. Tsaka kuwan sila ng mga Russians, fight back sila yung mga natibo. May mga biyahe ding aeroplano dito, by plane lang at saka barko ang modong transportation nila dito kasi yung pinaka-city nila, pinaka-highway nila is only 17 miles. Paikot lang yan sa whole city of Sitka. Ito yung mga pool, memorial pool nila. Yan, may mga story yan. Iba-ibang storya yan. Yung mga itong dagat nila, napakaganda. May mga islands pa sila dyan. Tsaka may mga bahay na nila na built. Tsaka daming mga ibon, mga wild duck na nagkuhan. Kasi maraming mga isda dito, Alaska. Ito yung visitor center nila, maliit lang. Ito yung grupo namin na tour group. Tsaka dito yung mga turista. Ang daming turista dito. By land. No, not by land. By barko. Tsaka aeroplano. So, may school bus nila. Kunti lang din ang school bus. Island bus. Ito yung Sitka, Alaska. Dami nilang mga pool, historical pool. Kasi ito yung paraan nila na makapag-communicate sa ibang tao. Tsaka maganda din dito kasi dyan, yan na yung dagat nila. Tsaka ang daming mga, kasi yung mga original dito is mga Tringler. Ano paano yung mag-pronounce, pero mga natibo dito sa Sitka, Alaska, mga original. Tsaka kuwan sila ng mga Russians, fight back sila yung mga natibo.
Yeah, I just